Okay guys, the temperature in Ohio is currently 28 degrees. My toes are completely numb. I literally cannot feel them right now. My ears feel like they are on the edge of freezing off. But here is the crazy part. I am not moving an inch. Look at this. Just look at this misery. This line wraps around the entire block. There are grandmas out here in heavy coats. There are college kids skipping class just to stand in the freezing wind. We are all here, shivering, suffering, waiting. We look like we are waiting for the last helicopter out of a disaster zone. But no. Do you want to know why we are actually here? Because Ben & Jerry's is giving away a free scoop of ice cream. A single scoop that usually costs, wait for it, $4.50. That is the grand prize. My logical brain knows this is stupid. I value my time way more than $4 an hour. But I cannot leave this line. I am trapped. I saw the word free and I turned into a zombie. Today, we are going to talk about why your brain completely shuts down when the price hits zero. Welcome to the Personal Finance Tips, the Law of Zero. Think about that for a second. I am back in the studio now. It is warm, the coffee is hot, and I can finally feel my fingers again. But that moment out there in the cold still haunts me. I make meaningful money an hour. I value my sleep. I value my sanity. But my brain just short-circuited. It decided to trade 45 minutes of my actual lifetime I could spend building my business, or laughing with friends, or literally just staring at a wall in peace, all for a scoop of sugar that costs less than a bad cup of gas station coffee. Why do we do this? Why do smart, rational people make absolutely stupid decisions the moment the price tag disappears? It is because of one terrifying four-letter word, free. This is what economists call the zero price effect. But I prefer to call it the personal finance tips, the law of zero. When something is free, we forget about the downsides. We forget about the hidden costs. We stop thinking like humans and start thinking like desperate collectors. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will realize that free can end up being one of the most expensive prices you will ever pay. Let us play a little game right now, just you and me. Imagine I set up a table right here in the studio. On the left side, I have a Lindt truffle. You know, the ones wrapped in that crinkly gold foil. Creamy Swiss chocolate that literally melts the second it hits your tongue. It is basically a little ball of heaven. I am selling this masterpiece to you for 15 cents. That is a steal. It is like buying a Ferrari for the price of a tricycle. On the right side, I have a standard Hershey Kiss. It is fine. It is chocolate. But let us be real. It is waxy. It is basic. And I am selling this for 1 penny. Now be honest with yourself. Which one do you pick? If you are like most rational humans, you grab the Lindt truffle. It is a premium product for pennies. And in the actual study conducted by behavioral economist Dan Ariely, 73% of people agreed with you. Logic wins. But now, watch what happens when we sprinkle a little bit of magic dust on the prices. We are going to drop the price of both chocolates by exactly 1 cent. Just 1 penny. The truffle is now 14 cents. It is still an incredible deal. Nothing has really changed in the math. But the Hershey Kiss, it went from 1 cent to 0. It is now free. Logic says the trade-off is exactly the same. The price difference is still 14 cents. You should still buy the premium chocolate, but that is not what happens. The moment that price tag hit 0, the whole world flipped upside down. Suddenly, 69% of people abandoned the delicious truffle and grabbed the cheap Hershey Kiss. Why? Because 0 is not just a price. It is an emotional hot button. When something costs money, even 1 cent, our brain calculates the risk of a bad decision. What if it tastes bad? What if I waste my money? But when it is free, there is no risk. There is no downside. Or so we think. We voluntarily trade a premium experience for a mediocre one, just because we are terrified of losing a single penny. We let the best option walk away because the worst option cost us nothing. Walk with me into your kitchen right now. Look at that one drawer next to the sink. You know the one. The junk drawer. Try to open it. You probably cannot. It is jammed shut by a plastic spatula you never use. Give it a hard yank. Now look inside. What do we actually see? It is a museum of free garbage. Here is a stress ball from a bank account you opened 5 years ago. It is covered in dust. Here is a lanyard from a tech conference you hated. Here are 3 charging cables for phones that do not even exist anymore, and 5 pens from a dentist office that are completely dried out. Now, let us walk to your bedroom closet. Look at that pile of t-shirts in the back corner. You know the ones. They are size extra large. They are made of scratchy polyester that feels like sandpaper on your skin. They have a giant, ugly corporate logo on the chest. You will never wear them on a date. You will never wear them to the gym. You look like a walking billboard for a failed software company, but you took them. Why? Because a smiling recruiter at a booth handed it to you and said the magic word, free. And now these objects live with you. They are essentially squatters in your home. Think about the math here. Real estate in America is expensive. You are paying a mortgage or rent for every single square foot of your house. And yet you are voluntarily donating that valuable, expensive space to store a plastic water bottle that smells like chemicals. We think we are gaining an asset, but we are actually inheriting a burden. These things create visual noise. They create anxiety. And worst of all, they create guilt. You feel bad throwing them away because your brain screams that it is a waste of value, so you keep it. You become a free storage unit for corporate marketing budgets. You are not richer. You are just heavier. And your house is slowly shrinking around you. But the clutter in your kitchen drawer is child's play compared to the clutter inside your own head. Let us talk about the most dangerous, the digital zero. Pick up your phone right now. Look at those colorful little icons. Facebook, TikTok, Google Maps, Candy Crush. They are all completely free to download, not a single penny charged to your credit card. But ask yourself, how did these companies become the most valuable empires in human history if they are giving away their product for free? The answer is simple. In many cases, you are not the customer. Your attention is what is being sold. We have all heard the saying, if you are not paying for the product, then you are the product. But let us go deeper than that cliche. You are not just trading your data, you are trading your sanity. Every time you download a free mobile game, you are agreeing to let them interrupt your flow state with 30-second ads that scream at you. You are trading your peace of mind for a cheap dopamine hit. Think about the last time you were scrolling at 2 in the morning. You wanted to sleep. Your body was begging for rest. But the algorithm kept feeding you one more video, one more debate, one more reason to be angry. That app did not cost you money. It cost you your sleep. It cost you your focus at work the next day. It cost you the ability to sit in silence with your own thoughts without reaching for a device to numb the boredom. The personal finance tips. The law of zero in the digital world is a transaction where you pay with the only resource you can never get back, your attention. These companies hire top behavioral experts and data scientists to design experiences that keep you scrolling. They can often tell when you are bored, tired, or emotionally vulnerable. And they are winning. Because the gate to your mind is wide open, and the sign on the gate says free. Economists have a very fancy term for everything we have been talking about. It is called opportunity cost. It sounds boring. It sounds like a college lecture. So instead of drawing a graph, I am going to tell you a story about my buddy Dave. We all have a friend like Dave. He is smart. He works hard, but he cannot resist a bargain. Last Saturday, Dave saw a listing on Craigslist. It was a vintage leather sectional couch. The listing said those magical words, free to a good home, must pick up today. Dave looked at the photo. It looked distressed. It looked cool. It looked like a $2,000 piece of furniture for $0. So what did Dave do? He woke up at 6 in the morning on his only day off. He rented a U-Haul truck for $50 plus mileage. He drove 45 minutes out to the suburbs to a house that looked a little suspicious. He dragged his brother along to help him lift it. They spent an hour wrestling this monster of a couch through a narrow doorway. Picture the scene from Friends. Pivot, pivot. They were sweating. They were cursing. They finally got it into the truck and drove it back to Dave's apartment. And guess what? When they finally got it into his living room under the bright lights, they realized something. It smelled. It smelled like wet dog and stale cigarettes from 1995. And one of the legs was broken. Dave had to buy his brother pizza and beer as a thank you. That was another $40. He threw out his lower back lifting it, so he spent Sunday on a heating pad in misery. So let us do the math. The truck was $70 total. The gas was $20. The pizza was $40. The lost Saturday was priceless. That free couch actually cost Dave $130 and a weekend of physical pain. And the worst part? He has to pay the city $50 to come haul it away next week because he hates it. That is opportunity cost. Every minute you spend chasing free is a minute you are stealing from your own life. So how do we actually break the curse of zero? How do we reprogram a brain that has been hacking itself for millions of years? It starts with a simple mental switch. The next time you see the word free, I want you to mentally delete it. Scrub it from your vision. Replace it with the word trade. Ask yourself, what am I trading for this? Am I trading my living space to store this junk? Am I trading my privacy to use this app? Am I trading my dignity standing in the cold for a donut? If the trade is not worth it, walk away. There is a profound power in paying full price for the things you actually want. It means you are deliberate. It means you are in control. It means you are not a scavenger. You are a curator of your own life. Imagine a life where your drawers are not jammed shut. Imagine a phone that does not scream at you for attention. That is the true luxury of the modern world. It is called space. It is called silence. And you cannot get it for free. You have to buy it by saying no to everything else. Being willing to pay for quality and being willing to reject free garbage is the ultimate level of financial maturity. It is not just about money. It is about self-respect. And speaking of trades, you made it to the end of this video. That cost you about 10 minutes of your life. I hope I made that trade worth it. If I did, then hitting that subscribe button, well, it is free. But in this case, the only cost is me appearing in your feed next week to make you smarter. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. Stop chasing zero. Start chasing value. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.